Bam! How's it going, guys? Token Vaping with another flavor review on a company called Aristocrats e-liquid. And I apologize for the foil. That is their label, so it is really hard when it comes to trying to get a super clear shot, just because it is all reflective and everything else. But it's kind of cool. It is a stag. I believe it's a stag. In a shirt, in a suit and tie. It's basically supposed to give a more refined appearance of, I guess you could say like a higher standard, but that's not what they're trying to say, that those are the only types of people that can enjoy this. They're basically just stating that the quality and dedication and what they put into this helps make it feel or give you that feeling of that when you vape it. Not that you have to be of a certain class or level to be able to enjoy this line. This is made with biochemists that have 20 plus years of combined experience in the quality control pharmaceutical industry. And I do apologize, this is coming directly off their website, which is aristocratsvapor.com. You can definitely check this out as well. They do take pride in following the CGMP, which is the current good manufacturing practices. Basically, they just want to make sure that everybody understands the amount of work and effort and attention to detail and passion that they put into this juice line to make it, you know, I guess they could say worth your vaping service, or not service. Sorry, I'm just like totally tongue-tied. Good Lord on this. Basically, they just want to give you the feeling that they believe that everybody is, you know, important, and their opinions and their vaping preferences and styles are just as important as anybody else's. So they want to make sure that what they're putting out is as premium, high quality, top shelf as possible, so that everybody gets the same enjoyment and feel out of the vape. These are offered now on the website. It states that these are offered in a 15, 30, and a 120. Now, there are a lot of companies that are doing away with the 15 mils. So as far as whether or not they're going to stay with them or not, I'm not fully sure. If I do get an update on that, I will put it in the comment box below. But right now, from what I can tell off the website, it is offered in those three sizes. It is also offered in a 0, a 3, a 6, a 9, and a 12. So they do try to cover, you know, an equal amount of jumps in the nicotine level. Not to say that vape us because you'll get a lot of nicotine. It's that they know that there are a lot of people out there that have varying degrees and levels of nicotine preferences, so they want to make sure that they are able to cater to everybody equally, so that nobody feels left out and says, oh, it's because they don't like nicotine. It's not that anybody's a fan of it, it's just they know it's a necessity, so they want to make sure that they can accommodate as many people as possible. This is a 60-40 mix, so it's a little bit thinner on the VG side than I prefer myself by preference. But nowadays, you never know, especially with the quality that people are putting into their juices. You know, just because it automatically says a 60-40 doesn't automatically mean it's going to be, you know, not something that I would vape in general, or the next person that tries this out. So this is called the Gentleman, and this is their bottle. It is a foil label. It does have their logo, their name, logo, name of the flavor. It does say privileged e-liquids, and then it has all the warning and ingredient labeling that is needed on this side as well as this side here. It is a 3 nicotine, and it does state that it's a 30 mil as well. So it does have a safety ring underneath. I don't know if you can see it there. So I can spin this like this and it won't come undone, but I will have to pop it, and it's hard to hear because it's a slight little, just kind of a slight little, and then it pops. But there is a safety ring there as well. So this is a first vape, first review. It is going on fresh cotton right there, as you can see. It is dry. And as always, my cotton of choice is Texas Tough Cotton. I just like the way it works. You know, it's never let me down. It's always held up for me. And the main reason why I do like it is the simple fact that it doesn't take a lot to get full flavor out of it. It doesn't take a lot of pre-burns. It doesn't take a lot of soaking of the juice into the cotton. A lot of times I get full flavor off of it right on a first vape just like this. So that's a big plus for me with this cotton, but I will put that link in the comment box as well. So the Gentleman is supposed to be a refreshing honeydew melon. Basically, it's supposed to be a refined and sweet, so that instead of it literally just being straight honeydew melon, they've kind of tweaked the flavor itself specifically to give it a more enjoyable, comfortable, smooth vape flavor. So it's a straight honeydew. I mean, it's smell-wise, you cannot mistake that smell. If you've ever smelled a honeydew melon at all, that's instantly what you're going to get out of this. That's instantly what it smells like. That's entirely what it smells like. There is nothing added into that I can smell so far. It's not something to where you're like, it smells like honeydew or it smells like honeydew, but there's kind of, it's just straight honeydew. So if you are a fan of honeydew, this may definitely work for you. Now, honeydew is not a very popular flavor by itself, so this will be an interesting vape to try out, just because most of the time I've ever seen the honeydew flavor, it's always been within something else, mixed with something else, added to something else. So it's not very common that you see it as its own star flavor, so to speak. So will be interesting. Yep, even on the burn, that's all you smell is honeydew. So I'm hoping it's not superly overpowering, but in the same vein, I'm hoping that it's not artificial tasting. That if it's meant to be like a honeydew melon, that it actually tastes like a honeydew melon. So I'm going to go ahead and cap up here. Did my pre-burn, and as you can tell, I'm vaping at 75 watts. So this is the Gentleman, which is the honeydew melon flavor from my Aristocrats vapor. Clouds are not bad for a 60-40 mix. I mean, you'd be kind of surprised. A lot of 60-40s are usually, the clouds aren't the main focus because it's going more for flavor. That's why the PG is a little bit higher, but that's not a bad hit. Okay, so I got the preliminary vape out of the way. Not too bad. I will be honest with you, I was really expecting a much stronger throat hit at a 60-40. Most of the time that I vape anything under a 70-30, I usually get almost an instant throat hit. Whether it's strong or subtle, either way, but I was really expecting a lot more of a throat hit from this than there was. And that just goes to show you, you can't always guess or assume. I'm just really impressed by the cloud production. It's at a 60-40 mix, honestly. Okay, so flavor-wise, I mean, it basically is what it says it is. It's a honeydew melon. The nice thing about it is, if you've ever actually had a ripe honeydew melon, then you know, like on the first bite, when you get into like the center of it, the real juicy part of it, it's like overflowing with juice, and it just floods your mouth. This doesn't do that, which is actually kind of a nice thing. You definitely taste the honeydew. It is pretty much a dead-on honeydew flavor, but it's subtle. It's subtle enough that it smooths out, and it doesn't taste like there's like a cream form to it or an undertone of like any type of a creamy nature. It literally tastes straight like a honeydew, just without all the overhit of flavor. It's still strong enough that you definitely taste it through the vape, but it's smooth enough and subtle enough that it's something that you could definitely enjoy. Now, it does have a crispness to it, which is nice. So on a hot day, or you know, if you're in one of those moments where you want to vape something, but you don't want to vape something super heavy, or you don't want something that's just going to like sit in your mouth, this definitely would be nice. I can almost see this as being more, almost kind of like a palate cleanser as well, because it's just a fresh, a clean bite to it with the flavor of the honeydew melon. There is a very, and I mean it is a very slight tickle to the throat. I mean, if you're not really even paying attention to it, or if you're used to a throat hit, then to you it's going to feel like there is nothing. Me myself, I prefer vaping flavors that that have no throat hit. So I can feel I mean, and like I said, it is a very slight tingle. I hit it right when I do the inhale, but then it's gone. So that's actually really impressive that they've gotten the experience and the expertise on the mixing factor to be able to make this flavor have that much to it in a flavor and a mix level that in other lines you wouldn't get that quality, so to speak. Not to say that other lines are made, you know, not as well, but just the fact that they were able to do all of that in this type of a mixture and everything else is actually really impressive. So definitely check it out if you like fruit flavors, straight fruit flavors. If you're looking for something that isn't a whole bunch of different flavors mixed into one bottle, I do know there are a lot of people out there that are looking for flavors like that, where it's just one specific flavor. This definitely is nice. It has a nice flavor to it. It has a nice smooth vape to it for a single especially a melon flavor. Cloud production on it for a 60/40 is actually really impressive, as you saw. I would say it's a lack of a throat hit. I mean, because it is so non-existent, but I do technically feel a slight bit of it. But overall, it is actually a really smooth vape. So Aristocrats Vapors, thank you so very much for this continued opportunity to try your line. You've definitely changed my opinion on what vaping can be at specific levels. I've always been stuck at a certain mix level or higher. This has definitely shown me that it is possible to still get some of the same effects going a little bit lower than that. So that's definitely impressive. Hats off to you. Definitely check them out at aristocratsvapor.com. They are on Instagram, and I believe they're on Facebook as well. You can also email them directly, and I believe they're also on Facebook, and I think they're on Pinterest. I'm not 100%. But as always, guys, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Anything that I myself can do to help further enhance your vaping experience to make it more enjoyable for you, it's the only reason why I do this. So definitely reach out to me, hit me up if there's any questions, comments, concerns that you have, a particular video that you're interested in seeing. I will definitely do everything in my power to make that happen. But until next time, no matter what, day, noon, morning, night, evening, overnight, whatever, no matter what time of the day, always truly love yourself. Vape on, vape strong. Have a good day, guys.